Welcome back to another Luanti video. Today we are looking at the Sudoku game for Luanti. So, yeah, here we are. To start with, I'm going to go ahead and clear that. So we are back to level 1. We have multiple worlds, all the way up to world 5. World 5 doesn't exist yet. They get increasingly more and more difficult as you go up levels. You can see in the left hand side over here, tells you what level and what world you are at. It's my understanding that I have to beat level 1 before level 2 becomes available to me. So here we can see it's level 1.1. We have a 4x4 which is coming soon, and killer coming soon. I don't know when soon is, but yeah, let's jump into it. So if you are unfamiliar with the Sudoku game, puzzle, whatever you want to call it, essentially you have 9 squares here, 9 tic-tac-toe boards, I don't know what you want to actually call these, and each of these needs to have the numbers 1 through 9. So this one we have 1, 2, we don't have 3 or 4, we have 5, we don't have 6, 7, but we have 8 and 9, and then in each row going across and up and down, so horizontal and vertical, each number can only appear once, and they also need to have the numbers 1 through 9. So, to start off with, we have one number 8. So we're going to just find which subsection here does not have a number 8 in it. So we have an 8 here, we have an 8, we have an 8, there's an 8. The center one does not have an 8, this one has an 8, that one has an 8, that one has an 8, and that one has an 8. So we know the 8 needs to go into this center square someplace. So then we need to look at, well, which rows and which columns have 8. Well, there's an 8 in this row, and there's an 8 in this middle row. So it has to be into one of these two. So then we look at the columns. Well, we have an 8 in this column, so 8 has to go here. So we just left click to place it. If you decide you place something incorrectly, you can dig it by punching it. The black ones you cannot change. The red ones are the ones that you have placed, and you can. So we're going to go to 9 next. And basically we just follow the same process through. So this box does not have a 9 in it. So we look, we have a 9 in this row, we have a 9 in this row. So it has to go into one of these two spaces. So which column does not have a 9? Well, this one does right over there, so it has to go here. And then we have one more 9, which goes into this square here. We have a 9 in this column, and we are not a 9 in this row. And we have a 9 in this row, which it wouldn't fit into anyway. So it could be either of these bottom two yet. So then we look above, there's a 9 there, so the 9 has to go here. So we pretty much just keep doing this over and over and over. Now there's a lot of 1s. Let's go with 2s next, because we have 3 of those. So this one, 2 can't be in the bottom or top, so it can only fit into the middle. This one already has a 2, this one does not have a 2. So the 2 has to go there because there's a 2 here, so it can't be in this row. And these columns have a 2 and a 2. This has a 2 in there, this one has a 2, this one has a 2. This one has a 2, this one does not, and this one does. So I should only have 1 2 left. Yep. So this 2 has to go into one of these. Looks like it's going to be this one. So we just continue this process on. 3, there's no 3 in here, but there's a 3 in the middle here and a 3 in the top, so it has to be one of the 2 on the bottom. So it could be there or it could be there. It looks like it won't let you place it into both. Sometimes in some different Sudoku games, they'll let you like put a temporary in where you think it could be, but it's not permanent. We don't really get that option here. So I need to put a 3 in here as well, which is either going to be here or here, because I have a 3 here, so it can't be in the center. So it has to be one of these two. I know the 3 up top needs to go into one of these two, so it needs to be in the opposite one of these, but I don't know which that is necessarily going to be just yet. So let's move on. This one needs a 3 as well. The 3 can't be in either of these two, so it has to be in one of these two. The bottom one also doesn't have a 3. And well, the bottom one and the 3 has to go in the middle. We know that. So we can't put a 3 in the center on this. And the 3 can't go up top. So it has to be on one of these sides. So it has to go here because there's a 3 here. So that's pretty simple. Which then means this 3 has to go here which would then mean this 3 has to go here. So that is our 3's solved. Going on to the 4's. Looks like this top square does not have a 4, but it can't be in the middle. It can't be in the top because there's a 4 there, so that means it has to go here. That has a 4. This one does not have a 4 in it. Can't be in the top because there's a 4 there. It could be either of these middle two, however, because there's no 4 in either of those. However, if we look here, we have a 4, which means our 4 has to go into this, which would then mean our 4 here has to go here. 5. Well, let's go up to 7s because we only have 4 of those. Well, actually, we could complete this one. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like 5 needs to go in the middle. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's easy enough. This one looks like we need a 1 in it someplace, which could be either, so I can't necessarily solve that. So let's go back to 7. 7 right now could go on either of these two, so that's not overly helpful to us. We have a 7 in the center there, 7 in the bottom here, so 7 could go in either of these two, so still not overly helpful. We do know 7 has to go up top here. Oh wait, 7's already in that one. Never mind. So we know 7 has to go up top here, which means 7 cannot go in those, which it doesn't, so that's good. That also means, what number is missing there? 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's no 6. So we can put the 6 there. So then this one, the 6 has to go up top. So then 1 must go in the center. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't have a 5 in this one yet. 5 appears to be either of these bottom two. Nope, it has to be this one. 5. So then 6. I don't have a 6 in there yet. Could it be in the top right? It could not be in the top right, so it has to be this one. Which would mean this one has to be 1. Which if that has to be 1, that means 1 has to be here. Which would mean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7 would have to go there, which would mean this one needs what? What's missing? 7. So 7 would have to go here, which then 1, 2, I don't have a 3 in this one. No, I do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6 must go here. Okay. The more you solve, the easier it gets. So I have 1 6 left. So which square is missing the 6? It looks like this one doesn't have a 6. Could it go on the bottom? It could go on the bottom left. It cannot go there. Oh, actually, it can't go on the top at all because there's a 6 here. So it has to go here. So we're done with 6s. I only have 1 7. Where's a box without a 7? This one doesn't have a 7 in it. Okay, so 7 can't go up top. 7 can't go on bottom. So 7 has to go center. So let's solve for 1. 1 could go in either of these two still. So that's not too helpful. This one's still waiting on a 1, which can't go in the middle, so it has to go there. Which means this one has to go here, which then means 5 must go there. This one is missing a 5. That's our only open spot left, so it has to go there. There's a 1 here, so that means it has to be the 5, and this should be the 1. Level completed. I'm guessing it's just done. So then if we punch this, we can now go to level 2. Woohoo! And I assume if we go back to level 1, we lose the progress. Yeah. But that's okay, because we solved world 1. Or level 1. Now we go to level 2. And essentially it's just the same thing over and over and over. It gives you all of the squares you need. Now we can go to the higher level. Yeah. And this looks quite difficult, and my Sudoku skills are not that good. I used to play it quite a bit on breaks at work because it was kind of fun, and I had an app for it. You know, it was a good little mind game to play. But yeah, this is a little beyond my league, to be quite honest. I wouldn't even know where to start. I mean, I guess the center one would probably be our best bet to start at because that's where we have most of the numbers solved. So here, no, well, never mind. I take that back because we have 9, 2, 3 here. And I have a 3 here, so 3 can't be, well, actually, so that means 3 could only be here. So actually, that is a handy bit to know. 2, I need a 2 here. 2 can't be in the center, but that's really all I know. So 2 could be either of these. I have the 3. 4. Is there a 4 on any of this? No, there's no 4s available other than here and here, which doesn't really help me. 5. Well, I know 5 can't be in the bottom, but that's kind of it that I know that 5 can't be because it could be either of these, so that doesn't help. 6. Well, I know 6 can't be there, so 6 must be here. 7 already in there. 8, 9. Okay, so let me go back to 1. 1 can't be in the bottom row, so it could be either of these top. Oh, 1's already in. Never mind. 2. Well, I haven't solved anything for 2, so that doesn't help. 3 I already have in there. 4, I still have no idea on 4 because there's nothing with 4. 5 can't be in the bottom, so it could be either of the top. I still don't have enough information to be able to solve that. 6 is already in there. 7, 8, yeah. So one of these has to be 5, but I don't know which. And I don't particularly know. Are there more than one solution? Is there more than one solution to a Sudoku puzzle? I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea. I feel like there's probably only one right answer, to be perfectly honest. But somebody could fact check me on that if they really cared. Or if you just know Sudoku well enough, you could, you'd be like, yeah, so long-term Sudoku player here, and there is only one correct solution per puzzle. I'm assuming there only is. That would kind of just only make sense. But yeah, that is the Sudoku game for Luanti. Just kind of something a little bit different than the normal, a voxel world type game, It's in a voxel enclosure here. But, this is not your standard. Oh, I didn't even realize this. I have fly. I could have been up in the center the whole time. I didn't have to be standing on the ground. Not that that really matters, because I could still reach everything just fine. Well, that changes everything. It really doesn't. But yeah, I could have just been doing all of this like this. Oh my. It's a game changer. It's a game changer. It's not. But it is good to know. I suppose I could probably turn that all off. Yeah, if you didn't like moving fast, you can obviously turn that off. But yeah, there we go. That is Sudoku for Luanti. If you are interested in playing some Sudoku inside of Luanti, download the game. It's on the content database, and I'll have all the links on my website as well if you would prefer to get it that way. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Are you looking for custom models to bring your mod to life? I can create static or animated meshes for your project. Or maybe you need some help with code, textures, or voice talent. As it so happens, I'm in the freelance business. If it relates to Luanti, I'd be happy to try and help you out. Together, we can make the next great Luanti mod. Visit the link below to learn more and to view some of my previous work. Terms and conditions apply. See site for full details.